Today it's gonna be a very special one. I'm doing something. Let me adjust the setting a little bit. I'm doing something completely different than playing video games. What am I doing? So we have two cars, me and my wife, and then we both have the same car, CRV. Hands down best college student car if you want to get it as your first car, right? So I have this car right here that I drove when I was in college, and I have not driven it since. I mean, it's been sitting here for a couple of months, since the last time I started it, and it has died. But these right here, I don't know if you can see. These headlights on my car that I'm touching right now, these ones, they are probably the best custom headlights I've ever seen in my life. Okay, now they've been just sitting here in this car. I wanted to transfer this headlight onto my wife's car, Tia's car, because her car has been the one that we've been using the most. And by the way, my car looks a little interesting because the color is the hood is different, matching it. Because I've worked on this car quite a bit since I bought it. I just saw a YouTube video and then started working on cars myself. It's not that hard for me. It's just like a toy, but it's a car. You just need to know how to use some basic tool. Then you'll be able to do whatever you want. Really, that's why I'm gonna just have the camera rolling while I do this. It's not really that difficult, changing headlights. It's probably like one of the easiest thing. Normally I'll have my gloves on, but since we're not touching any, let's wait till this airplane crosses. But yeah, this car has been here for a second. Like, I have not driven it because of some other issue. But the headlights, my wife's headlights definitely can use an upgrade. She has the original headlight things on her car, which, it's not the brightest. And it gets less bright. It gets worse when time goes on, right? So what I'm gonna do here is also, by the way, Hondas really don't make this process easy. Normally, I think with other cars you can just pop the headlights out and then put a new one in here. You don't have to mess with the screws, but with Hondas you really have to take some parts off, right? I have to take potentially, am I taking the bottom off? You know what? I might not need to, because I mean, when I saw it in the video, it asked me to actually take the bottom off. Am I gonna be able to access? Oh yeah. So there's a bolt that's sitting very awkwardly underneath the light, and then that requires me to actually go in there to take the front. I forgot what this thing is called. The bumper. I might have to take the front bumper off. But you guys are in here for a treat, because as you start becoming an adult, these are the type of things you're about to run into. And if you're broke college student, you have to do this by yourself. That's just how it is, you know? Let me loosen these first. They're not really that difficult. People think cars daunting. It's not really. They're not really daunting. They're just like, in my understanding, I think they're just like Legos. They're not too crazy. Okay, so unplug that. So there's a couple of places you want to make sure. Oh my God, by the way, we live next to like an airport, so you're gonna hear planes passing a lot. I'm trying to find a way in which I don't, the least invasive way, okay, to take this thing off. So the story with this car, I bought this car and Tia actually had a little bit of an accident driving it, and hence the different color with the hood. I actually had to buy this hood from this junkyard. I went to like three different junkyard on island, and then finally found this hood that's compatible with the car, and then bought it. You know, replaced the whole hood, replaced the front part, replaced the radiator of this car. All small things, you know. They're not huge repairs. Okay, so see, I gotta take this side thing off to really get access to the screw. And then the most annoying thing is I actually have to do double amount of work because I actually have to do this on Tia's car too, right? Not just on this car, but on Tia's car. And then I have to take this off, bolt it into on Tia's car, and then put the old headlights back in here. Now, one thing I know is you really want to take care of these screws. Okay, these screws that you're taking off of the headlights. I'm just gonna put them in the side pocket here. Okay, let me see if I can access these bolts without really taking too many things off the car, which I hope I can, but by the look of it, I might have to go in here. Okay, so I see one bolt that I have some sort of access with here. Really, to me, it wasn't too challenging at all to learn how to work on cars. I mean, I only know what I know, right? Like I know the basic, I know how to use the tools, but the rest stuff I didn't know. I just gotta watch some YouTube videos. And then really that's all you need. The YouTube videos, they are good enough for you if you want to do some small repair job on your car, right? Just look it up with the brand of your car and brand of your car. Sorry, let me get this done real quick. you need to know the brand of your car and the issue you have. Put it into YouTube. A video will come up. Watch it. Make sense? Then you work on it. If it doesn't, probably have to go to a mechanic. Okay, there we go. So that's the second bolt without taking anything off, really. Right here. Now the last one. It's my last. You know what? I might have to go in there. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It really isn't. I'm not, bro. It's crazy. I do not want to take my bumper off to take my headlights out. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would that even be in the design of them making this car? Why would you not make this easily accessible for people? You know, if turns out, when you're trying to switch out a headlight, these things probably go broke quite a bit. You don't even want to give your customer good access to it so they can, see it. I don't know if you can see, but I might have to take the whole bumper off to get to the third screw, which is extremely annoying because, that's not even necessary in my book, but we might have to do that. But yeah, working on cars can be rewarding because if you fix your own thing, right? If you fix your own thing, that'd be really rewarding. I don't know, for me at least. I don't know if it's the same for you. Okay, also the difficult thing about this part is, because I have a couple of, I use zip tie. Okay, whatever works. I've used zip tie to tie some things down in the front here. I might have to cut the zip ties for that specific reason. I'm telling you, zip tie is one of those things. It does not look the most professional, but it sure is one of the most convenient way if you didn't want to. It's a quick fix, okay? It's a quick fix. So why am I having a hard time taking this thing out? It's just like a plastic screw here. You know what? Yeah, these plastic screws. And that's one the other things. Honda is a really good brand, not gonna lie. The cars are really good, but just the amount of questionable decisions I have in terms of the design, the choices of the parts that they use really drives me nuts. Look at these cheap plastic panels and then the cheap little plastic, I don't even know what you call them, plastic connecting bolt or whatever. Okay, I think, working on cars is one of those skills. It's pretty essential for anybody really. You know, as a responsible adult, right? I would think this is a pretty important skill for you to be able to master. You don't need to know a whole lot. You don't need to be like a mechanic to work on a car. You just need to know the basics, how to use a tool, how to loosen, tighten a screw. Yeah, let me see. I might be able to take the whole front bumper off here. Without, really tearing to it too much. There we go. Do I see the bolt? I do see it. Okay, wait. Is that it? Oh, right here. Never mind. Wow, we gotta go. We had to go pretty deep into this thing. That's one thing about Honda that I despise is all these plastic parts they use. And then the design. The thought went behind it, I don't really understand why. Maybe they were trying to cut on price making these things. Maybe that's why. Okay, I do see a little bit of a crack here. I might have to use some duct tape to tape it down. Oh, where's a... I need a plier. Or maybe this will work. Yeah, I don't mind working on cars at all, It's fun and rewarding. When you find the problem, fix it, and then most importantly, you fix everything on your own, right? When you find the problem, fix it on your own. That's just a really good feeling overall. All that matters is you have the right tool. Okay, when you have the right tool, for example, right now, I don't think I have the right tool. So I'm having a pretty difficult time on getting this plastic screw. Now, though the light is pretty free now. Plier. I would like to have some assistance, If I got a son or a daughter, in fact, in the future, these are the type of the skills I want to teach them, The skill of not necessarily fixing cars, but problem solving, right? If you have a problem, look around, be resourceful. If you have some time in your hand, right? If you don't mind getting your hands dirty, that you can probably fix anything you want. Okay, this thing is driving me nuts. For some awful reason, I could not get them out. But you know what? Let me disconnect the cables. That thing should come out easily. And again, you know what? I might have to get this off first. Let me see this. Oh, finally. I hate these, okay? These plastic, whatever you call these things. I hate these. Okay, now we got a free moving headlights with some cable on it. Now we just need to disconnect the cables. Then we have a good headlight that we can put in any other Honda this year. That's made this year. The rest is just a breeze. Okay. That's all of that right here. Unplug that. Okay. Tap, unplug that. All right. Here we go. One Honda headlight here. I might have to wipe it down a little bit. It looks very dusty. It's been sitting here all this time. But I'm telling you, this is a custom headlight that I bought from this website online. Although, is this the harness? I might not need this harness. I think this came with the car. I might be able to just leave this harness down there. But anyway, so I'm gonna leave this here for now. Let's work on. Okay, here's a decision point. Should I switch one light at a time, or we'll get two lights out, take the other two lights out, swap it? You know, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Anyway, okay, here. Let me look at this right here. See if I can. Okay, so here's the whole bumper, possibly. Yep. I've just taken the whole front part of the car out so I can get access to the light. Okay, so technically, I don't know if you can see you, but there's 1, 2. Oh, I took the whole bracket off in the front, which I should have kept it in for that side. But because this side is much easier to access now without the front bumper, here's what I'm gonna do. Simply just unbolt up here too. Forgot about this one. This one requires a Phillip head, or flat head can do too if it's the right size. There we go. So unbolt this. You really don't want to lose any of these screws, okay? You want to put them in somewhere secure where you can find them later. Nothing worse than at the end of a job, you go looking for all the screws that you need to put everything back. Then you can't find any. That'd be the worst, okay? Oh, this side will come off like a breeze. Okay, that's the second screw. I don't know if you can see it. That's screw is at a very... Wait, actually, I might not need to take that one bolt out. All I need to do is probably unbolt. Do I have to take that one out? I might have to take that one out. Never mind. But yeah, the more of these you work on, you'll realize, oh, most of the cars are the same, you know? They really just... The only difference is they have... The differences they have is very slight, okay? It doesn't matter the brand. Once you know how to work on one type of car, you should probably able to work on any type of car. Obviously, there's gonna be details that you need to relearn how each brand does things a little differently, but heck, that's the easy part. Okay, there we go. That's it. Okay. See that this one took us like what? 5 minutes to get to break free the whole freaking headlight. The other one took us what? A little bit longer, because all the parts that we need to take off. And plus, Tia's car is a little bit newer than mine. I mean, it has the same design. The year doesn't really matter here. So it's really an upgrade for her car. Okay, this one you have to press and pull. Oh, here it comes. Here comes the second headlight. Just because I've worked on this one, my car, a lot, so it's easier to access the front part because I actually necessarily don't have the bolt to bolt these plasticky things into the body of the car. With Tia's car, we might take a little second, you know, to get that part done. But here we have two ready to go. Custom headlights made. Yeah. Let me see. Can I keep this on here so it doesn't look as sketchy? Yeah, I'll keep the front part on so it doesn't look as sketchy. Now, I might have to go over there to work on Tia's car now. Let me see. How shall I do this? I think I might just put you guys over here, the same angle. Right. You can see the hood, you can see me. That's all that matters. All right. There's always the first time, you know. You don't have to be perfect right off the bat. Doesn't matter what kind of work you do. There's always a learning curve. I remember when I first tried to learn work on cars. Took me days to just took me days to watch YouTube videos to learn these basics because I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I mean, YouTube has really changed my life in that way. Made the whole thing much easier. Didn't have to worry too much about, making huge mistakes. You know what? If I can't have... I need a light, but my hand's dirty. I hate this. I hate having my hand dirty and I have to touch certain stuff. That's why I put on gloves. You know what? I can see that bolt right here. Oh, but I won't be able to see the bolt on this side. Regardlessly, I have to take the front bumper off to be able to access the necessary bolt. Oh, that's rough. Oh well. Okay. Oh, these plastic bolts. I hate these things. Such primitive solution for a vehicle. Cannot understand why they chose to, use these bolts instead of having something that's... Look at these. I hate these with my guts. They break easily. They're a pain to remove. And they look ugly. And there it is. It's coming loose. My hair probably looks crazy right now. I do not want to touch my hair. with my greasy hand. Okay, so how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's 7. So once we have 7 of these, then we can bolt that down. Okay, now this whole front part, I think it's I don't have to disconnect any of the other ones up front here. Okay, let me keep these somewhere safe. Okay, makes me a little nervous working in the cracks. I won't accidentally drop one that I can't find. That's a nightmare right there. But that's why I also have this thing right here. Okay, so if you drop something deep where you can't reach, it's magnet, right? Suck it up, magnet thing. I love those. Lifesaver, you know. Come in really handy. Alright, I think this side. Look at this cheaply made plastic looking pin. I hate these. They really can't come up with better ideas to bolt things, huh? Sorry, I'm like, my nose is a little running a little bit. Just over here trying to unscrew these things. Yeah, what's next? So that's the first one. Second one right here. Okay, so this light has never been taken out of this car ever since the day this car probably was put together. So all these parts are pretty new. All this is just, you know, a whole new Lego game, really. It's nothing complicated. More complicated than that. Promise. I promise you. If you ever want to do this yourself, you can definitely do it. I'm dreading to take the whole bumper off to gain access. Is there a way I can just pry it off for a little bit? I mean, once you start working on these cars, you'll realize the difference between a really expensive car versus, you know, car that's relatively cheaply made. You get to see all the details, all the thoughts they put behind into a machine, because I'm telling you, they do not make these easy. Okay, that might have to come off. There we go. Okay, this whole trim here. Man, they do not make this easy. Let me see. I only need a little bit of space, really. Just really, I don't even need a whole lot of space. Oh, right here. Okay. Okay. You know what? That makes total sense. I don't need to take down the whole thing. Thank God. I really just need that little bit of space. Although, I still don't have enough clearance. Actually, you know what? I will do if I take his extension off. Just use this. Oh, thank God. Wow, I do not have to take out the whole bumper. That's a huge plus. That's a W, boys. That's a W. Okay. Loosen this enough to get my fingers in there. Is it fingered? Is it loose? Oh, it is loose. Let's go. Okay, just a little bit more. You know, it's probably not the most elegant way of taking a light out, but it's probably the least invasive. Okay, I got it. I got the screw. I got it. Lord. Okay, I'm gonna put this one in here because that's a inside screw. That's underneath the surface. Okay, now for this one in the front, I see it through this vent here. Wait, where is it? Can I still see it? Yep, I think I see it. Is it long enough? Oh, shucks. It's not long enough for me to reach. Oh, man. It's not. How far am I? Wow, I'm really guarded by this plastic. I can't even access. I'm gonna back you up a little bit so you can see what's going on here. You might not be able to see. Let me lower this. I can't feed. Wow, that's gonna drive me nuts. This extension I have is not long enough for me to reach the bolt that needs to be loosened. Do I have longer extensions? I gotta have longer extensions. I gotta have longer extensions. Please. Maybe not with me, but I should. Or can I put my hand in from here to loose the bolt? Okay, so first of all, I think it's deep down in there. But if I can put my hands in through over here, and I just need to aim right there. Right there, I see it. I actually can't see it. It's in the shadow. I need my freaking phone to illuminate.
Where was that pocket that I saw earlier? Right here. I think I see it. Do I see it? Where is it at? Am I gonna have a hard time retrieving that screw too once I've loosened it? Bro, I lost where that screw. Oh, I see it. Right underneath the freaking horn. Oh, I see it. Now putting this back on will be a piece of pain in the butt if I don't take the front part off, you know? You know what? Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's what I need to do. If I can take the silver trim part off the bumper, which I think I have an idea how this is bolted down to the bottom bumper. Yes, I do. Okay. Guys, it's all about problem solving, you know, thinking, critical thinking on the spot. School ain't gonna teach you this unless you go to a mechanical school. They're not gonna teach you this, okay? I mean, I don't know if school actually helped me at all for my critical thinking. All the problems I had to solve was not elegant like this. At least not anything that I remember. I'm just talking, guys. I'm just talking. Again, these plastic parts are connected by the plastic pings that are my favorite. And they're a pain in the butt to take out. Okay, let me see if I can pull this part of the bumper out so I gain more access. Oh wait, how come this side doesn't have it? Oh, this side do have it. Because the car is symmetrical, right? So all the parts, if you see it on the left side, most likely you're gonna see it on the right side as well. That's just how, you know, cars are built. Besides the engine bay. The stuff in your engine bay, obviously, is a little different. Okay, think. Okay, this whole trim is literally bolted down by those two bolts right there. If I can remove those two bolts, I can gain access. I can gain access easily. Come on now, plastic paint. Don't be a pain in the butt. Let me try my plier, see if it will help. Get this out of the way. That's the thing. I mean, the radiator is in front of me. I don't want to damage the radiator while I'm doing all these work, because that'll mess with the heating issue that I have. Oh, I just pushed it down. There we go. I mean, that's not a big deal. I have a bunch of these plastic pins laying around. Now the issue is with this side, I have no leverage. Do I? Oh, come on. You stupid plastic pen. Okay, there it is. I've loosened it. Disgusting little plastic pin. That might be my only hesitation if you want to get into a Honda is, it's not that friendly for you to work on. Because these small tiny plastic pins. What am I? Oh shoot, I forgot about this. All these plastics are intertwined into each other. Ain't that just the best? Honda, you really have outdone yourself with these designs. Okay, back to our original plan on try to gain access from here, because the whole bumper does not need to come off, in my humble opinion. But I really need to get to that bolt, and I have no space to turn. With the amount of space I'm given now. See, I can't reach it. I barely reached it right there. Or, let me try this one right here. This might be smarter. I might not have to mess with the bracket a whole lot. I think this might be what bolts the... Hold on. You know what? It does not matter in the slightest. I have to take the whole bracket out. I have to take the whole bracket out, which the light sits on. Ain't that just great? Ain't that just great news, huh? But is this even the right size? It is. It's gotta be. You know what? I might actually have to do this to take the whole bumper out. Something I extremely despise doing, but I might have to do it. Took a shot, right? And then I missed it. Sue me. Mistake is part of the learning process, okay? Without mistake, we can't truly learn. So, heck, welcomes mistake. Okay, so now, at least for the right side, I have total clearance, I believe, to take the bracket out. Or what I could have done is taken this to the shop, since I already taken out those two other lights, and let a professional do it. Spend maybe a couple of hours sitting there waiting. I decided to take matter into my own hands. You know, in hindsight, that might have been a better idea, but you know what? We're already committed to get this thing out. Then I will get this thing out. I need a shower after this. Wow. This one bolt right here drives me nuts. That should be all the metal bolts that's holding the bracket. Now, the reason why I said all the metal bolts is because there is that one stupid plastic bolt down here that might take a little bit to loosen. But heck, if I can wiggle this light out, I might just be able to, you know, leave the bracket in there, change everything else out. Can I? Nope. No, can't. Will not be able to. Gotta take the bolt out of here. I cannot stress how stupid this design is, okay? please, whoever designed this thing, please put a little bit more more brain into this. It's just one stupid plastic pin is holding this whole bracket that's deep inside of the bumper where I can't access. What kind of stupid design is that? Huh? Ah, drives me nuts. I can't get this in there. There it is. Plier. Wow. I hate these. I truly hate these, okay? I can't even wrap my head around this. Why would someone in the right mind design to have a bracket all the way over there? Do I have to loosen this one? I might have. Might help me. All right, here we go. Oh, God. One thing I forgot to do is to turn the power off, disconnect the power. That should be fine. Look at this thing right here. You know, I might recycle this bracket to put it on the good light that I have, because the other bracket I have on the light is not good. If only they allowed me to gain better access of this light, this job would be 15 minutes top. You know? Then we would have gotten back and played some video games. You know, I actually have to switch out the battery, I believe, because the camera's dying. All right, well, let's get this done quickly so we don't run into some other stupid issue. Wow, this thing is literally bolted on by one bolt that's in this. Who the frick is calling me? Spam. Of course, spam.
Okay, so don't need the extension. So I think yeah, literally one bolt for these brackets. Then with all these cheap plastic thing, this bracket right here, I don't know if you can see, dumbest design I've ever seen in my life. Really, truly. Okay. Switching the bracket, put the bracket onto the new light here, and put the bolt in there. Now the old one can go on the old light. I guess if they made this process easy, then we don't need mechanics, huh? Anymore, they will lose their job. I mean, definitely people would still go to mechanics. People whose time is too valuable to be spent on things like this. You know, I honestly would not do this if I've made enough money. Truly. I would hire someone. But for the sake of teaching, but here's the thing. I have options. Some people don't. Some people only have the option of spending money. I can work on this if I choose to, right? If I like to. But for some people, they don't have an option. Most people, actually. They either have to work on this themselves or they have to hire someone. All right, that's the plus side of having options is at the end of the day, you can really decide for yourself whether if you want to take matter into your own hand or you want to hire someone to do it for you, right? There's no right or wrong answer to that. Oh, that's perfect. That's just perfect. When everything sits nicely, that feeling of accomplishment. I'm debating on whether I should mount the lower part. Yeah, I should. I mean, what's the point? I'm already doing this. Actually, I can't remember where this one goes. I think it goes on the top. The actual screw that I need from the bottom is this one. Just one little plasticky pin right here that bolts to the main frame of the car. That doesn't even do a great job. In my perspective. It did take me a second to take it out, but I mean, honestly. Okay, right here. This one's gotta go in there.
I see the spot. Let me put this in. Okay, wait, I need the extension. See, basic tools, nothing fancy, right? So microphone still alive? Yeah, I think it is, right? You guys are hearing me, okay? Just drop the bolt. Okay. I've got one shot. And let's mount this thing. All right. It's time to turn this. Take it slow. Bolt it down. Nice and tight. There's one other step that I honestly kind of miss. Not big deal though. It could be a big deal if you don't know what you're doing. Is to actually disconnect the battery, because we are working with electronics here. Oh, I feel it tightening. Let's go. Perfect. The hardest bolt down. Two more. So what I was saying, you want to disconnect the battery. Which one do you want to disconnect? I think you want to disconnect. You know what? I'm not going to make a statement because I can't remember. It's one or the other, right? 50-50. I think you want to disconnect the negative. Don't quote me on this. Do some research, okay, before you actually disconnect your battery. Okay. This second bolt. Come on, tighten up. Okay, all right, second bolt, tighten up. I put these harness back in place. Beautiful. Now we need a third one. It might be one of these, no? No, that's not it. Where was it? Oh, shoot. Used the wrong one. Never mind. It's fine. They're the same. They're seriously the same screws. Not much of a difference, really. Am I missing one? I'm not, right? Oh, yeah, that's for the top. Yeah, this guy going on from the top. So if you're not sure about which bolt goes where, since you only worked on one side of the car, you can actually go to the other side, look at the other side of the light, and then just see the bolt again, because it's symmetric. It should indicate which bolt goes where. But good thing for Honda, on these specific ones, they're the same. At least the one that bolts the bracket. Only the last one here on top, this uses a different type of screw here.
There it is. That's the last bolt that will hold our light in place. That's it. That's the whole right side, or left side of the light that's in there. Only thing we have to do is wipe it down and turn the car on, and we should be able to see what big of a difference it makes. I'm gonna put this old light back to where it belongs. My old car is. Yeah, I had to jump this car. Jumpstart this car, to be exact. Now let me take the right side of the light. Although on here, this one does look pretty new, not gonna lie, but not as powerful as these ones right here that I bought from the custom site, because these, once you turn them on, you'll know the power of the sun. That's what I told Tia. Once you turn them on, you know the power of the sun. Alright, okay, let's calculate this a little bit. I'm gonna put this one back. You know, you want to keep your workstation nice and neat, right? You take one thing off, you want to put everything back before you move on to the other side, so you don't confuse parts. Again, you're gonna hear me say this a lot in this video. I hate the plastic pins. I don't think they do a good job. And they break easily. Every time you undo them, you have to get new ones. That's just what it is. Maybe you could argue they did it for profit or some other reason, you know. I would like to think that they did it because they've got it. If it's intentional, then they're doing it for money. But if it's not intentional, then they're just, I guess, losing it. Oh, shucks. Made a little scratch mark on the light. You know what? I'm okay with that. As long as the light will work, which it will, I'm okay with a little scratch. That's easy fix. Okay. Let's think this through for a second. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the plastic one. That's 5 bolts I have to take out. Okay, the first 2, very easy. They're on top. very easy to access, right? You don't have to get into anything too hard. Right here, just one plastic thing. Drop that in there. Second one right here, very easy to get to again. There. That's the second screw here. Easy. Now comes the difficult parts. Before I do that, let me loosen these harness so I don't damage it when I have to work on the light. Okay. Here comes the challenging part. Okay. Just gave myself a little bit more access to the bolt. Now this one on the side. We'll manage to figure out a way to not have to take the whole bumper out for the most part. To get this thing unbolted. So I think that's a W, you know? Okay, that's relatively easy. Let's see if I can get it out quickly. I mean, that's all it is. It's critical thinking on the spot, because in the video, that's what they told me. I potentially had to go under the car in front, unclip every single one of those plasticky clips, and take the whole bumper, take the whole front off. But I refuse, because who in the right mind would want to do that to their car when they don't have the right tools? So we just figured out another way, right, to do this thing. Let me see, which one is it? Oh, right here. I saw it. Okay. This one should be relatively easy too. I think I got it right here. Because sometimes what you learned in school, or on YouTube for that matter, will be theoretical knowledge, right? So when you actually are doing aside, oh my god, these airplanes just don't stop. So when you learned the theories at school or on YouTube,
Now YouTube is a little more intuitive because you actually get to see what actually goes on. Uh, you know, uh, not you can actually see the application of your theories. But in school, what you learned is mostly just theory, right? And with the theories, you really have to learn how to apply them in actual workspace. Because chances you're not gonna have the exact scenario that they laid out for you when you learn the theory. So you might have to, really be. That's the fourth one. Flexible. And think on your feet. When it comes to these type of things, because application might look very different than what you imagine. Okay. I see. We managed to get quite a bit of space without compromising. Oh, we got more space now. All right, here it is. Found both those screws. The one that I dropped earlier, and this one right here. I'll put it right here. Okay. There goes the second light. Heck yes. This one came off relatively easy. Look at this. Second light. Now all I have to do is to install this one. The bracket is fine. No damage, no visible damage. Which we can totally rock with. Let me connect the harness real quick. Good thing for me, because I've done intensive Lego building when I was younger, I'm pretty good with reading instructions, following directions. But I'm also really good at thinking on my feet, adapting to different scenarios. Because I realized you can't just blindly trust the instructions. Sometimes they might be wrong. There we go. That's perfect. Whew. You can still hear me? Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Oh yeah, you can still hear me. Just looking at the movement. Now see, this is relatively new. This one looks less foggy than the other one. Now comes the easy part. Bolting this thing down. Everything we need is right here. Oh, by the way, if you... Ugh, come on. Little plastic pin thing. Get off my way. If you're curious which car YouTuber you should watch, if you want to learn how to fix things, Chris Fix. I don't know if you ever come into seeing some of his videos. He's really good at what he does. Probably one of the biggest car YouTubers out there. Good at his job. Also good at being a content creator, you know. He's just one of those guys. There it is. With the top. Okay, now we gotta bolt this. Possibly one of the stupidest design. I'm sorry, I don't want to be sounding like I'm complaining too much. But you know, it is what it is, you know? So this thing right here, obviously it depending on clearance, right? Because the more clearance you have, the faster the bolt goes on. But if you don't, then it will take some time, you know? Did that go on? I think that's good enough, no? I think it's not budging. Okay. God. Maybe I can show you how these work. So a good one. Um, two parts. The center, the outskirt. Once you press down, you see the mechanism. Once you push it into a small space and then press it down, then these will expand and it'll hook into place so it won't move. But to take these out, you have to pry this, put something in here to take the center part, to retrieve the center part, right? A lot. My hand, yeah, there we go. To retrieve the center part, to pull it out, because that's the only way it'll fit, right? It's, I don't really know. You saw how much of a struggle for me it was to take this thing out and how easily they break. And I'll show you a broken one. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll show you why they are disgusting. The way they are designed. Oh, I actually don't have a broken one. I might. Once I find one, I'll let you know. Oh, this might be the bolt. You know what? I think I made a slight mistake. Here, let me take this thing out. By the way, I wanna fix my mistake, okay? I used the wrong bolt. Very slight difference. Very easily mistaken. But yeah, I gotta fix this. Otherwise, I'll be thinking about this the rest of my day every time I drive this car. See, the more travel I get, the easier, the faster it comes off. Oh, okay, that's why. Here. I don't know if you can see. Very slight difference, but very important to get right. I was wondering why is it so hard to go in, you know? There. That's right. This is it. This is the right bolt. There we go. Perfect. Now this one right here just need to go on top. I think that's the last one. There we go. Bolted into place. This headlight's not going anywhere. Now I just need to put the harness in place. Making sure the cables are doing okay. Yep. I think we are good. Now the last part is really to put, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, right here. Okay, well this is not exactly the same pin, but very similar way of working. Now this is a broken one, okay? As you can see, this plastic, over time, they just break. That's why I hate these things. Actually, I don't know if you, I can't even see the screen. I don't know if that was even focused. That's why I hate these, okay? All right. You know, you might never in your whole life need to work on the car, fix the car, and that's totally fine. You know, it's just a different kind of experience that a person can experience in life. You don't need to know, but I promise you, just like how we don't farm stuff, most of us don't farm things anymore, but only farmers know what's it like being a farmer. So to enrich my experience as a human being, this is one of the ways, is to learn these skills, apply these skills, because when you do, they give you a different life experience. At the end of the day, like I said earlier, could have taken this to a shop, let them know what I needed, right? Be like, hey, I need this.
You're good.
Thanks.
I like watching you piece together that car.
Thanks. Yeah. See, at the end of the day,
So you're getting pieces from that car to go to that car? Is that it?
yeah, I just swapped the headlights.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Want to buy that one?
Sorry.
Then what are you gonna do with that?
Oh, I mean, I haven't driven that thing in a while. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I'm really just putting this pin back on top. What I was saying was, I can take this car to a mechanic, spend a couple of bucks, right? A couple of $100 probably, now with the labor fee here in Hawaii. But really, truly, nothing more rewarding than seeing your own creation come to flourish That's probably God, how God feels about us, you know? When He's done putting us together, when we start moving, speaking, you know, taming the animals, taking care of the earth, He must feel so proud of us and Himself. There's no reason He shouldn't. You know, you should feel proud of yourself when you do this. Just don't be cocky. All right, I mean, it's probably gonna be really hard for you to see what it looks like right now because it's so bright. I'm gonna come out at night, turn it on. I mean, for your comparison, I'm gonna turn the light on for you right now. See if you can see a difference. Likely not. But I mean, you could probably see the strip comes on, right? These ones. And at night, it'll look more better. I mean, I'm gonna wipe it down so it doesn't look as dusty. That's for sure. But here. I've gotten some microfiber. Let's just gently wipe down the dust. One of the things with these lights is, you know, the surface gets oxidized. Is that the right word? Like, you know, it gets a little foggy. And there is a way in which you can kind of fix that. I know. I bought a kit. I think it's called something turtle. It will restore them into like, they'll look new basically once you grind it off the surface. But that's it for this side. Now we have harvest the power of the sun. When we drive around, we'll be able to see. Now, on the other hand, let's go over to my old car. You know, one of the other things I want to do today is also the roof rack. I didn't see a video on that yet, but you know, I might just taking care of the roof rack too. So over here, what should I do? I mean, obviously put things back, but since I'm not driving this car, you know, I mean, this card is easy because there's a lot of access to each side. Also, what's funny about this card is because the damage was done in the front of the car, I actually had to get a whole, I don't even know, you can see, like, this is new. I had to buy this. The radiator is new. The whole freaking set right here, you know.
compressor. Well, the compressor is old, but right here, this bar, this T-bar right here in between the engine bay, that whole thing was dented inwards to the engine bay, so I had to get that replaced. And besides that, didn't sound. I mean, it wasn't complicated. It wasn't too complicated on paper either. Just a couple of small fixing here and there. It was difficult in terms of finding the parts available. It was really hard to find the parts that was available for the specific model that you're going after. And you know, only so many of these are breaking on island at once. So means you gotta wait sometime for the right part. So for the last car, the previous lights, before the custom ones that this car originally had, once I've taken them down out of the car, I just sold them on Facebook. They were working, and happened to be this guy who wanted to pass the safety exam. And then that was perfectly. Wait, am I doing this right? I am. You know, he wanted to pass the safety, so he has to have a working headlight, right? One of them was out. He bought both of them. I think I'm gonna do the same for this car, you know? Once I've scavenged, which one? I don't know. You know what I mean, like, you know, salvage, maybe that's the right word. Once I salvage all the parts that I wanted from this car, I would just post on Facebook Market. How does that saying go? Another man's junk is another man's treasure, or something like that. That's true. You know, I might not need all these parts, but there are good parts on here. For example, the radiator is new, barely used, because I barely driven this car after I fixed it. So somebody can potentially take the radiator off, and then put it into a new Honda or an old Honda for an upgrade. In terms of these roof racks, I want them on TS car. They should look cool. You know, who knows? We might use it, we might not. Okay, let me bolt this. Is my microphone still live? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, great. I've never used these microphones this long. So I want to make sure they stay alive. Okay, over here on the side. Put this down. The heck? Oh, there it is. There it is. That's one bolt. Second one on top. Wait, actually, not it. This one on the right. Let me get this one taken care of. You know, I posted that video about me being random. This is what I'm talking about. Which other gaming YouTuber on this platform you see fixing cars, huh? You know what? I take that back. There's probably game YouTubers that fix cars on the platform. I just don't know. But to be honest, how many gaming YouTubers you watch shows you that they can fix a car, huh? I mean, not to brag. Your boys out here working hard. You know? Until the YouTube channel can bring some income in for us, this is what you're gonna see me doing. I mean, you're also gonna see me doing this regardless if the YouTube brings in money or not, because I mean, again, it's fun. Come out here, try to fix a car, showing you how I do it. Right? At least for me, I think it's fun. So maybe my son, I mean, you know my son is in good hand. When we have kids, they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn a lot of skills. Just like their old man out here fixing cars. You know, that's the other thing I realized. Okay, I'm not old, like 30 or 40. I'm almost there to 30. Still, 26, just turned 26 in my late 20s. But the other day, I start catching myself doing some things that I've only seen older folks do. For example, this is gonna sound dumb to you, but wait. Gonna wait for the flight to go over. Yep, there we go. So, you know how... Oh man. See, that's the thing. Here's come to a fitting issue. Oh, I actually fixed it just by actually pull on it. There we go. So well, I wonder if you can hear that. Oh, come on. That's not fitting. That's not going in right. What's wrong? This is the right bolt. Yeah, it is the right bolt right here. So, the other day, I talked to my wife. I said, you know what? I want to get lunch with Richard and his girlfriend. Just so that we can, I don't know what the right word is. try to disciple them. And then the moment I reached out to him, I realized I've never said that to anybody. Here's what I said. I texted him. I said, me and Tia wants to take you guys out for lunch. And then that hit me. I was like, what the heck? I've never used those words in that order ever in my life. I know a couple of my older mentors did, but not me. I mean, they would use words, sentences like that, like, oh, I want to take you out for lunch or something. Oftentimes, you know, they want to get to know us better, or discipline, or help us navigate through some difficulties in life. But I just thought, man, I'm turning old. I am getting old. It's either that or the world is changing. But that might not even make sense to you because you haven't experienced what I've experienced. That's what's so beautiful about documenting your life, is someday I'm gonna be able to look back at this particular moment where you watch me fixing my car, and with me talking about how old I felt I am, but I'm barely, you know, out of college. And by then, I would know how ridiculous myself will sound like. Oh man, I need some water. Forgot to bring water with me. Wow, hold on, let me see this. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, it's a very big difference. Wait, hold on. My bad. This is not it. This is it. Which one's the right bolt? Wait, is that the last bolt I have? No way, am I missing one? Remember, I put every single one in here. Maybe I was missing one then. Might have been. Yeah, it might have been because I was missing one originally. But you know what? That don't matter. I ain't driving this car anymore. I'm just gonna put it on Facebook. See if this car will be any use for anybody. At all. All right. Okay, now that's bolted down. Is it on this side? No, it's not. No. You know what? If it's missing, it's missing. I need me some iced tea when I get back in.
Come on. I hate these plastic parts with a passion. Really, you can't imagine how difficult. How much despise I have for these plastic parts. I start yarning. Means that I need some water. Might be a little dehydrated. Let me put these 2 bolts in, and I'm done. Let me tell you. I'm not gonna work on this car for a while. You know what's funny? This actually won't even fit. Because the structure of the car has slightly shifted. You know? I think that's it. Took us what? 2 hours? I mean, from the outside, you probably can't even tell the difference. Maybe you could, because the thing is different now. But here's the thing. I want to show you guys this a little bit. The roof rack, okay? While the camera is dying, the camera cannot handle. Okay, so right here, the roof rack. Yeah, that's what I thought. Take this off. Unbolt. Couple of these. So 2 screws on each side. Then we can lift it up and then move it over to Tia's car. You know, because the camera's dying. Let me just end the video here. It was more tiring than I thought, you know? I thought it was just an easy job. It took me like 2 hours, probably, possibly this hour. This video is probably 2 hours long. Again, I appreciate you for being here. This is life. Till I can afford a new car with our YouTube channel, this is what we're gonna do. You know what? I can't even see. Okay, now I see. What do I need? Allen wrench. Might have left my Allen wrench at home. I only have this one. Let me see if this will fit. Oh shoot, they're too small. I don't have the right size of Allen wrench for that. You know what? I have to go home and grab some. Do not have the right size of the tool. These things are thicker than I thought. Yeah, you know what? Since my camera's dying, I'm gonna end the video here. Appreciate you guys for being here. Love you. Proud of you. Praying for you. And I'll see you in the next one.